Welcome to the Javier Mendez podcast. It's been a little bit, but Javier's been all over the internet anyways, because everyone's trying to matchmake, the Topuria with Islam or one of your other fighters, whoever he can get in there with. That just got a lot of play everywhere. I mean, I didn't ask that in our podcast because I'm like, I don't do that to Jav. But what do you think about that? Do you think people are pushing towards that fight?
No, I think Topuria is pushing for it, not anybody else. Obviously they're smart. It's a good fight for them to try to make, but it's really not for us right now.
Yeah,
it's something that can happen later, but it's been Islam's 3 title defenses have been 2 in the featherweight. Alex 2 times. So what? He's going to defend his title 3 times against featherweights. Nah, it doesn't really make sense. He needs to defend against Arman, that's what he needs to defend about. So hopefully they get that one going and we fight Arman. That's what I want. That's who deserves this fight. Is Arman deserves this fight. So that's what we're looking forward to. I think that Arman is the guy that we should get.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and there's always time for that other fight, even 1 or 2 fights down the line. So that doesn't really matter, right?
Let's see what happens down the line. Who knows? Anything's possible. But for right now, it's I don't think it's feasible. I think Arman's the guy. That's who I want, Arman.
I just read an article where Charles Oliveira in his last recent press conference, he's fighting this week, and he's like, "Hey, dude, better watch out talking about people in the lightweight division to Topuria. It's like, you don't know what you got up here. Like, you're getting all feeling yourself, but there's a lot of dangerous people if you come up in this weight class." And he didn't say it like a really ominous, but like, let's be real, man. And I could kind of see that. Someone like Charles is dangerous all the time too,
Well, Charles is a very classy guy, and he knows how to create attention. Also, he does it in a classy way. Topuria knows how to create attention, and he does it not in a classy way, but he does it in a very respectful way because he's picking on fighters, no one else. No religion, no coaches, no this, just the fighters. And I respect that. I'm a fan of his. I think he's a great fider.
So, yeah, he's great to watch. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not over here.
Oh, he's great to watch. I like him, and I was asked questions, in regards to what I think about if he can submit Islam. And I said, well, because he submits everybody to his gym, I said, well, I mean, come to Dagestan. If you can do it over there, then you hit it with him. We can talk, But again, then they said, well, they have I guess their manager said that they have just as good as fighters as in Dagestan. And okay, well, you want to start throwing names out there, go ahead and throw the names out there, but you're not going to come close to comparing to all the killers that they're there in Dagestan. There's so many of them. It's ridiculous. I mean, just right off the top of my head, like Moblid, the PFL champion, undefeated. Usman 18-0 undefeated. Gaji, who's going to be fighting for the lightweight PFL title. Imam, who's actually fighting for the featherweight title. I mean, there's on and on and on and on. I can continue, but listen,
Islam, Usman.
No one else has that resume. No one else has that resume as a gym.
You have these mystery guys. You have these mystery guys we haven't heard of, but boy, they are scary. In your cave, in a cave full of monsters. We got you.
Well, maybe they do have a lot of tough guys, but again, they're just trying to build it. But I'm not looking to build anything because, we need to get Arman. That's who we want in the cage. Arman.
Speaking of Arman, I read another article because, we didn't discuss this. Like, I get this article because some Russian guy thinks to ask some great questions. I wouldn't have think to ask this question, but he asked about that, the condition of that fight, how one of Islam's training partners spoke out about how sick he was before and during that fight. Like he was throwing his guts up, like he had to get to the bathroom, like 24-hour flu symptoms, and he was holding all that in while he was fighting Arman. I mean, when you're really nauseous like that I just went through having that sickness. I couldn't play pickleball with that, man. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but let's not focus too much on that. Let's just say they're both different now. They're both better, and One's pound for pound number one. The other one is number one contender for that title. And they're two different fighters. It's not the same. It's not going to be the same fight. It's going to be a different fight. How it goes, we'll see. I mean, Arman's good everywhere. He's good everywhere. He's good everywhere. So we have to look and see where it is that we can expose his weaknesses. Right now, since the fight hasn't officially been made, I'm not really looking at nothing of his. I don't want to do it until actually, we're going to fight him. Then I'll look at the video. But since as of now, I haven't heard anything. I know they're working on stuff for him. But let's see what happens. If UFC announces it's legit, then it's time to review what you need to review. But right now,
it's still tentative. I thought, I got to read these articles. Like I got to find, like you said, did Dana say it? Like, got to really look at them sometimes to double check to make sure this isn't official or just some.
It doesn't matter if I say it. Doesn't matter if you say it. It's not official. Because you and I could say it and we could be totally wrong. So I'd rather not be totally wrong, even if I might have a good idea. I'd rather not. Let's just say that, I want Arman. That's it.
And what about the situation with Umar? I mean, there's a lot of like he tried to get a fight, then that guy didn't want to fight, or it's like he was going to fight.
I don't really know. I don't really know exactly what's going on with that. I mean, I think time constraints is an issue here. I do only know one thing. I know Umar wants a fight before Ramadan. If they will give him a fight before Ramadan. If not, if they don't give him a fight before Ramadan, he'll fight after Ramadan. And hopefully he gets a title shot. If he doesn't, we'll fight whoever they give him. He's not in that, oh, I'm gonna be mad. He just wants a fight. So whether it be the title or not the title, let him fight. That's it. He's only gonna get better. He's the guy to beat. Umar is the guy to beat. No one's going to beat him. I'm sorry. They're just not. He's too good everywhere. So whoever he fights, he's going to beat. So whoever, it's the way I look at it. So I'm not concerned if he gets the title fight next. I just want him to get a fight like he wants.
Yeah, it looks like whatever's going on with that division, Umar's not really worried. It's like, let's go, man. Let's fight. He's not going to hold on like Michael Chandler did for 2 years and wait for the big, the big zero so far, unfortunately.
Now Michael Chandler, he's fighting another 14 hours or so or less.
He's fighting Oliveira. I didn't know if you wanted to cover UFC first or you wanted to cover the boxing match tonight.
Cover the Mike Tyson, but only Mike Tyson is the only one really interested to talk about, right? I mean,
I don't know the other boxers on that card, or I don't really follow them. So, what do you saw him? He slapped him at the weigh-ins. He slapped Jake Paul. And Jake Paul go like, "That was great." It didn't look like he moved his head too much, but Mike looked really out.
He didn't slap him hard either. He just, I don't know if that was a ploy by Tyson. It couldn't have been real because if it was real, he would have really. I think he's just
here just for this, yeah.
I think he's just a master at knowing how to get interest. And the thing of it is can a 50-year-old great in shape, one of the greats, battle a guy that's a pretty good, decent boxer, but he doesn't have the experience that Tyson had. So my opinion is that, based on how I was when I was a world champion, I could have a young guy that's super, super talented, but if he didn't have my experience, which is half of my experience, he wasn't that hard to beat. They're usually not that hard to beat. So being how great Mike Tyson was and all that experience, even though he's old, I get it. But one thing I've noticed on the pads and his training videos, that man's still crack, and he's still got great speed. So let's see what happens. The one thing that does concern me is I was told that 2-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Which obviously, I don't know if they favor Jake or they favor Mike. I have no idea who they favor. But 14-ounce gloves is the next one. Now, those definitely favor Jake. They definitely favor Jake because, 14-ounce gloves are not, the easiest things to knock people out with. So that being the case, I think that it favors Jake more than it does Tyson, the 14-ounce gloves. Because if you had 10-ounce gloves, I think it'd be lights out quicker, for when Mike hits you. Because it doesn't look to me like he's lost any power. And I could be wrong because I never caught him, but just by viewing him, he looks amazing.
I think about things like I watched it and I go, wow, he does look powerful. He did look very athletic at the weigh-ins. I mean, he was cut. He looked great shape, man. Great shape, as best shape as you could get at 58 years old, you know. Mike Tyson did. He looked great. I was
I
impressed.
just 58 or 38 or 28, he looked great. It's the way I look at it. He
2-minute rounds. What are your thoughts on 2-minute rounds? Have you ever fought a fight with 2-minute rounds or had any of your fighters in 2-minute rounds?
Yeah, of course. Kickboxing, when I was doing, there were 2-minute rounds.
Are they?
It's faster pace. It's a faster pace. You still get tired because you're faster. You're going faster pace. You can't slow down a little bit. Just like if you change the 2-minute rounds to 5-minute rounds, again, you have to adjust.
You pace yourself.
Yeah. So you pace. So you pace yourself. So yeah, 2-minute rounds. That's what I've done the majority of my career is 2-minute rounds. But you get tired because you can't pace yourself. You got to go, go, go. So it's a little faster paced. But still you get tired.
Is it harder to if somebody's got the lesser cardio, wait them out, just, take some hits, shell up for a bit, and try to wear them out in 2 minutes? Is it less likely? Do you think that somebody can recharge quicker with the 2-minute rounds?
Yes, of course. Yes, you can recharge quicker because you're taking less punishment, and you're breaking every 2 minutes. So yeah, you can definitely recharge quicker, 100%. But who's it going to benefit? Is it going to benefit, Tyson, or is it going to benefit Jake Paul? I don't know who's the benefit there. I just know 14-ounce gloves. I know who they favor. That favors Jake Paul. And the other one, I might favor Jake again. I don't know, or my favorite Mike. I don't know.
Jake Paul's picking all the things that favor him. Let's see, 58 years old. Okay, that favors me. Big boxing gloves. That favors me.
Bigger money.
Bigger money. He's getting more money than Mike Tyson.
What I saw, and I don't know if it's true, I saw just one of the graphs that they had it up to. He was 40 million, Mike was 20. At where it was, I'm sure it's going to be a lot more by the time it's said and done. But I saw 40 to 20. So again, it goes Jake Paul favoring him. I mean, he's a great marketer. He does a great job. I mean, hey, give him credit, man. Who'd ever thought a YouTube guy would get this kind of attention? And he is. He's making this kind of attention. He's fighting at the Jerry Jones's Dallas Stadium, and is it sold out? Is it close to sold out? I heard last it was probably sold out or really close. That's amazing, man. It's amazing.
And that's on Netflix. So are you going to catch that this evening?
I'm going to go to
for
bed.
breakfast, maybe?
No, I wake up. It's at 4 a.m. in the morning for me now.
Okay.
No, I won't be watching it, So I will not be watching that. And then the UFC is, for me, it's Sunday morning. So I won't be watching that either. No be watching any of it. I don't want to. I'm not. Look, if I was in regular California time, I'm watching them 100%. But being over here, I'm sorry. I'd rather get my sleep. I'll read about it. I'll look at it online and stuff and see what I can do. Maybe if I get a replay, I'll watch a replay. Like sometimes I go to some people's houses and I watch it there. But normally, I have no way in hell. I did. The last one I did was Bivol versus Berbi, the boxing match. That was incredible. Before that, I tried Tyson Fury. I stayed up watching that one, and I was like, man, that fight wasn't so bad, but it was like the fights before that just put me like, wow, this is crazy. So no, I won't be doing those anymore. No, too much. So
I've done that when I'm over in Europe trying to watch a fight. I'm like, this is like 4 a.m.
It's really tough. It's really tough. I'd rather not. If I was home, I'm watching them. I'm a big fan, but not when it comes to my sleep and I'm ruined the whole day. No, I'm not going to do it.
Sleep is most precious. I agree. Well, I think I'll be watching those tonight. I'll be watching Mike Tyson tonight. I'll be watching the other fight tomorrow. Let's talk about the John Jones card. Let me pull up the card, and so we can go over that real quick, just to see the people. I'm just remembering the top people in the top of my head. So Jones versus Stipe, and you've got.
I think the only ones I really want to talk about is basically Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Chris Weidman, he's still holding on, and Eric Anders is sort of a gatekeeper, sort of. Yes and no, kind of like maybe not a gatekeeper, but he himself is older too. So I don't know. I think one of these guys, they don't get the W. One of them is going to want to think maybe they don't have a career anymore. That's what
This
I'm
is a
thinking.
retirement fight, as we would say,
I,
right? The retire.
it could be. It could be. I could be wrong. But I mean, obviously they can't continue to fight. I think isn't Eric Anders 37 or 38?
He's 37 years old.
Yeah, 37. So he's in the later part of his career too. And Chris is, I think, it's close to 40 or more.
Yeah, Chris is. I think. Let me see. I'm double checking right now. Chris is 40.
Yeah. So he's
He's in the Couture League.
he's in that stage. My last fight could be my last fight. My next fight could be my last fight. So that's what I think about that. Whether that happens or not, let's see. I don't know.
I don't know Eric Anders to be such a hammer to shut him out so brutally that would force that, but it could go either way.
If he does, then what?
If he does, then surprise. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So if it does happen, what are you gonna say then? Oh well, then maybe he doesn't go back. I don't know. I don't know.
It could happen.
He wants to keep fighting. It's up to him. No one can tell you when to retire. You decide when you retire, and the promotion can decide not to use you anymore for sure. But the guys, look at Tony Ferguson, and he's still not retired. And if the UFC doesn't want him to fight, then they'll have to cut him because they're either that or they have to fight him. And he still wants to fight. And that's his choice. That's his choice. He doesn't want to, and he has a right to make the decision he wants, so that's good. But Bo Nichols, Paul Craig, that's a kind of interesting one to see where Bo Nichols is. Is Bo Nichols going to take out Paul Craig on the stand-up, or he's going to take him to the ground? Based on how good Bo Nichols is, I don't think Bo Nichols cares where it goes. I think Bo Nichols is fine with him on the ground, to be honest with you. I don't think Bo Nichols is afraid of anybody. And if I'm not mistaken, I remember watching a little bit of tape with him against the great one and a jiu-jitsu grappling tournament, grappling matches, and he did fantastic. So without no training, really,
3 lessons, like 3 jiu-jitsu lessons in his life.
Yeah. So when you do something like that, I'm sorry, and you go up against Gordon Ryan, you're not afraid of nobody if you go up against Gordon Ryan. So,
yeah, Paul Craig Jiu-Jitsu is not going to be that scary to you if you've been up against Gordon Ryan.
No, I don't think so. So I'm very curious to see how well Bo Nichols is, because I really thought, if you remember, I wanted to see him and Hamzat fight because I thought that was going to be the fight. And whether who was champion or not, I don't know. But I'd like to see them fight for a title when they do fight. And I think that there's a good chance it may be Hamzat getting the title first because he's that good. But I think Bo Nichols also is going to be that good. He has a little bit more catch up to do experience-wise, but he has all the ingredients to be one of the great ones also. So that'd be really interesting for me to see.
Did you see his last fight? He had a little opposition last fight. I mean, the guy was throwing some hammers, and then he finally got it dialed in. But it's like the other fights leading up to that, it was like smoke, just making people vaporize, like just running through them. And then the guy gave him a little bit of a challenge, made him show like he might need some improvement, which he's probably worked on since then.
Could be.
This guy right here is fighting for his job. When you're talking about Paul Craig, he's 2 losses. Yeah, so he's fighting to stay in the business.
Well, he's going to fight hard. He's going to fight hard.
Fighting to stay in the UFC business. So he's going to come in hungry. He's a tough guy, but
I won't lose his job. Well, now we got Charles Oliveira, right, and Michael Chandler. That's a very interesting fight. Charles Oliveira, didn't he beat Michael last time?
Yeah, he did. I think he beat him before. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a rematch, and if you want my opinion, based on the fact that Michael Chandler can't do nothing to him on the ground, so taking him down isn't going to do much of a benefit. So if Michael does not land a good shot on him, he has the potential to lose many different ways. I think Oliveira can hurt him on the stand-up, definitely get him on the ground. So the options for Michael to win are less, the options for Oliveira to win are multiple ways to win. So let's see.
I
what
agree.
happens. Interesting fight. Can't really tell you who's going to win. I don't know, but it's an interesting fight, and I can definitely see, Michael winning. But I definitely think that the favorite should be Oliveira. The main card. Are you there? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hang on one sec. I was just trying to fix something on my computer. I'm here.
The main card is very interesting. I mean, what Jones come in at 237, Stipe came in at 248 or something like that. So there's a 11-pound difference. Jones basically coming off the pec injury, right? So it's one of those ones where Jones had the Olympic gold for 2020 Olympic gold medalist as a training partner. The heavyweight, the 20-year-old that won the Olympics at 20. So he has some good wrestling with him. That guy's super, super athletic, man. So, but at the same time too, Stipe, in MMA is a hell of a wrestler. DC couldn't necessarily really just take him down. Otherwise, if DC could have just easily taken him down, that's what we would have done. So Stipe is not so easy to take down. So it's going to be one of those stand-up things. But John Jones, to me, has more weapons. He's still the younger of the two. He's probably the hungrier of the two. And Stipe, I mean, when's the last time Stipe fought? It's been a long time. He's been waiting for a long time. And arguably, Stipe is the greatest heavyweight of all time, in my opinion. And but let's see what happens. I don't know. Is he past his prime? I think he is. I think Stipe is past his prime, but does he still have it? Yeah, of course he does. Of course he does. So, he's a great guy. I mean, he's the type of guy you hate to root against because he's such a great guy. And John Jones is, he's one of the greats. John Jones. He's fun to watch. He's fun. He's must-watch MMA.
He wants to close it out. You've got Aspinall just going after him this whole time, trying to get him to fight one more fight. Like, you won't be anything unless you fight me. That's so reminiscent of Mr. T trying to get Rocky out of retirement. You look for a movie version of what's happening,
Yeah, well, also, it's one of those deals where, he went in to do an interview and he saw the guy that he was going to interview and he said, "Oh, you're Stipe's guy. Sorry, I know what kind of questions you're going to come out with. I'm not going to talk to you." So, that's the reason why you got to understand. John Jones is all about winning. He's all about winning. Any edge, mental edge, physical edge, he's going to do it because he's going to want to win. He does not like to lose. And that's why he is one of the greats, or if not the great. For me, he's not, but for a lot of people, he is the great, and he is definitely one of them, and for my eyes, but he definitely doesn't want to chance anything, does not. I mean, he's the guy that pulled out of the fight when he had Vitor Belfort. Vitor got hurt, and then Chael Sonnen come in place, completely different fighters. He wouldn't fight on short notice. He would not do it. So this is, and even though I thought Chael's much easier for him than Vitor, but still, Johns didn't do it because he wanted to train for,
Yeah, he wanted to get his style down. He wants to train for
Chael. So he doesn't risk it. He doesn't risk it. You have to respect that.
Yeah.
Like there's certain fighters that go on fight, like Alex Pereira. He goes and fights, on a week's notice against anybody. He don't care. My guys won't do that. We won't do that. We want to prepare for who we're going to fight if it's a title fight. If we're in no position, to dictate, then of course we have to be careful. But if we're in a position, then we don't want to take a risk. We don't. So when you see someone like that coming out there and doing what they do, you got to respect it, man. It's like, it's very difficult to do. Just take a fight short notice like that.
It's interesting. It's like John Jones said he wants to take him down, beat him up on the ground. That's one of the things he said. Whether that's what he does or not, that's another question.
It could happen. It could happen. He's that good of a wrestler. He can do it. John Jones can do it. But John Jones
he ran through the last guy like it was butter.
He can. Well, I mean, this is a different guy, but he can. John Jones can also stand with him too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great everywhere. So, he's a complete fighter. So, complete IQ, everything. He's got everything. He's got everything he needs. So, I don't know. I mean, I definitely favor Jones, but you can't count Stipe out. I mean, it's stupid
Yeah.
to count anybody out at this level. You can say who's favored, but to say he has no chance. Nope, we're all wrong there. We've been.
He's a champion too. He's a champion too.
He's the greatest heavyweight.
Right.
That's what he holds. You cannot say he isn't the greatest heavyweight. He is the greatest heavyweight.
Yeah.
So he holds that.
He beat Ngannou before.
Yep. Yep. He beat Cain Velasquez. No, I'm sorry. He beat Daniel Cormier twice. You know, and beat Ngannou, and he's the greatest heavyweight. Sorry,
he's no joke.
No.
I can't just think he's a lazy fireman just sitting there being funny out.
No, he's a real deal, man. He's a gentleman, and he's a real deal. So let's see what happens. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything because I don't really know. I just know it's a hell of a fight, and John Jones, is a smart guy, and he doesn't take anything to chance. So he does everything right, mentally, physically. He prepares properly, otherwise he won't fight. So John Jones is fighting because he's 100% ready to go. And people that have trained with him, have been around him, they all say, for many years, I've heard it way before. I've had people in my gym that I trained, that trained with him, and he said he wrecks everybody, heavyweights, everybody. When he's a light heavyweight, he was wrecking everybody. So, I mean, what's the difference between doing it back when he was there in Albuquerque and now? He's a little heavier, but he's still wrecking people.
I mean, if you look at how long has the John Jones reign been, how many years?
16 years maybe? Or he's been 16 years in the game.
I mean, this guy is
what does it say?
I'm trying to get a clear answer on that. I don't really see that, but 2011 till now? I don't know. When did John Jones first become champion? How about that?
Yeah, maybe
2011 March.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
So, yeah, and he's two, heavyweight and light heavyweight. Yeah, 2 belts. Yeah, that's quite a few years, man. 13 years.
Yes, it's quite a long time.
It felt like it was longer. I don't know why.
Well, it's because, when's the last time he fought before this? 3 years?
Right. He's got a lot. He's like kind of like where Connor's at. A lot of nice time out, come out after a few years.
Yeah.
But this could be his last fight. What do you think he does if he quits fighting after this?
If he wins this fight, which I thinking he will, I think he'll probably, if he's going to fight again, I think he's going to fight Alex Pereira. Alex wants to fight. He wants to fight. He's not going to fight Tom Aspinall because, in my opinion, that's a riskier fight, and he's going to go, why do I need that? Why do I need that? I don't need that. He already made his name. And Tom's still yet going to make his. I mean, Tom is the one that's, that's going to be the next heir anyways. So, I don't know. Let's see. I mean, I'd like to see him and Tom fight, but I seriously doubt, based on the way he's talking, that he's going to get Tom. He doesn't want to give him a chance. So, and he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to prove nothing.
I think he goes into boxing, goes out and fights Ngannou in some big boxing match in the desert.
No, I don't think so, because the UFC is not going to allow that to happen. They'll have the contract on him, and they'll have rights and everything. They know what they're up to do. Once your contract's expired with the UFC, you have with the good guys. They give you quite a bit of matching time, so it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. You can't just get out. And Ngannou was one of the fortunate ones, but not many people can do that with almost any of these organizations. It's not that easy. You think?
Is Khabib totally out of it, or is he still got like I know he'd never do it, but if he wanted to go do boxing, for some crazy reason. I know he never would, but is he still locked in with the UFC, you think?
Yeah, 100%.
For
He
life?
can't box. He can't box. Nope, he can't. If he wants to come back, he has to. The UFC has to give him permission.
So he has to go through that matching thing, holds forever, it seems.
Not matching. He has to basically. He has to get permission. They have to let him do it. And of course, if they let him do it, they'll do what they did with Connor. They'll get a big chunk too.
Yeah.
It's their business. It's a business. What do you expect? They know what they're doing. So they're not going to let someone come in and, we're friends, we're buddies. No, we're not. This is business.
Friends and buddies program doesn't work in business.
No, this is business. So they're going to do business. UFC is a money-making machine. They're number one in the world, and they're probably still the fastest sport growing in the world. So guess what? Tough shit. We're doing it. We're doing it our way. And You know what? They're still number one by far. No one's even close. No one's even close. So,
what's new for you? Anything upcoming? Any training coming back to Cali? Staying out there in Dubai?
I'm not in Dubai right now. I'm in Jordan.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Jordan. I got here yesterday. I'm in Jordan and visiting people with a friend of mine, Madridi. He brought me down here, and I'm coming here to get a nonprofit license, NGO. It's called NGO. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to see where I could potentially use it. I want to use it for not mixed martial arts, but martial arts in general, because martial arts brought me out of my bubble, brought me out of my shell. It put me in a situation where, when I was growing up, I was so shy that I couldn't speak out in front of people. And, believe it or not, even when I graduated, right, I wouldn't go through the graduation because I didn't want them to say my name. I was too embarrassed that they would even mention my name. I did the same thing with football. When I played football my last year, we were too poor to afford it. So, 1 year I got a summer job, and I got enough money to sign up to play football, and I played football. And during lunch breaks, they would have a rally, and football rally, and they announce you. And basically, I didn't know, and they announced my name, and I freaked out because they announced my name. So after that, I skipped every rally, and I went to play chess. That's why I got involved in the chess club, because I started doing that. And I had to go to basically summer school to graduate, because one of the classes I flunked completely the whole year because I wouldn't go out and speak. You had to speak in front of the class. I couldn't do it. And so, it brought me into the martial arts. And the martial arts brought it out of me, because as an instructor, you have to teach. It's not, and that's one of the reasons why I never wanted a black belt too, because I feared having to teach, but it got me out, and I became a leader, and so I believe it did good for me. So I believe there's other kids like me, boys and girls, that they can need that type of martial arts discipline and leadership qualities that martial arts gives you, and it did wonders for me. So I became a leader, and I am 100% positive I can do public speaking now. I can do, basically, I can do it easily. Like I can do the Tony Robbins type stuff. I can do it easily now. Whereas before, no way.
Isn't that amazing? It is amazing. I mean, now we have like thousands and thousands of views of your practice speeches on this channel. And you give your speeches all the time for the last decades, at AKA.
Easy. Yeah,
right?
It's easy. Yeah, but I would never have been able to do it had it not been for martial arts. The martial arts brought it out of me and gave me the confidence. It teaches you leadership skills, and I learned all that through martial arts. So I want to be able to give it back somehow. So we'll start with the NGO first, and then we'll go from there. But I think martial arts is 100% where I want to focus my attention on doing mentorship in that area with the sponsorships once I get it rolling.
That's pretty cool. I like that idea. And I like that it's martial arts, because like people understand, like not everybody wants to be a fighter. They love watching fighting, but most people don't want to be a fighter. I mean, an MMA fighter. They might like point karate. They might like jujitsu, maybe not combat jujitsu. There's variances of everything. They may or may not like Muay Thai. They may like, cardio Muay Thai, So I would say the masses, the majority would not be the fighter, and that's who you're going to. People that are going to taste and try martial arts to improve their life.
Yes.
I think it's the best
I
part.
think that's the best part. Yeah, martial arts, whether it be mixed martial arts or not, but it's just a character building, and leadership quality type things that they do, and it's all those things that, having good character, discipline, leadership abilities, and put you in that position where you become a leader, and that's what happened to me. I became a leader, not that I wanted to be one, but by choice. You keep training every day like I used to, you become in that situation where you get really good at what you do, and they put you in a position of power. You have to. That's the next step, and that's what happened to me, and I know what it did for me. So I figured there'd be other kids out there that would probably benefit from the same thing that I benefit from, martial arts.
I think 1,000%. I think some people watch the podcast for some of that, to glean some of that knowledge off of you. Anything else going on after Jordan, or?
After Jordan, I go to Saudi Arabia on the 29th for Gaji and Imam. They're fighting in the PFL championships. Imam's fighting for the featherweight title. Gaji's fighting for the lightweight title, and Muhammad Al-Arak, he's fighting for the MENA welterweight Arab League title. So I have 3 guys fighting in titles on the 29th. Then I come home, and we're coming home to train Usman. Usman's going to be training, so I'm coming home to train Usman. And Tahir is my UFC guy. He's fighting too, so I'll be training them. And hopefully at one point, Umar hopefully he'll get a fight. I hope then he can come join us in training, and maybe Islam too. I don't know, but those 2 I don't know. I know for sure Usman is definitely defending his title. So he'll be training, and I know Tahir is, but and then Amaru is another one that's coming. My other champion, UAE Warriors champion. He's a badass. He's someone to watch out for.
Is that projected, the Usman, is that projected to be in San Diego, or where's the Bellator fight, the title defense?
No, the title defense is scheduled to be over here in Dubai.
Dubai?
Coca-Cola Arena. That's where it's supposed to be.
But he's going to come out to California to train for a while anyways.
Yeah. We're going to come because we're coming to do other training type things, and then we're going to go back to Dubai.
That's cool. Well, that's awesome, Jav. Well, everybody, follow Javier at AKA JAV. Like and subscribe to our podcast. Thanks for tuning in. And hopefully this catches you, or you get to catch it before the boxing match. And enjoy the fights this weekend. And I'll be in touch with you, Jav. Thanks for everything.
All right, man. We'll talk. Okay. Bye-bye.